Welcome to the Toastmaster meeting 171. Beautiful morning, isn't it? But before we start today's meeting, as always, we have few rules which we follow in every Toastmaster meeting. Please put your noise speaking devices to silent mode. Not interrupt the speaker. Keep yourself in mute unless you are asked to speak. Refrain from speaking topics about sex, religion, and politics or other controversial topics. If you want to do so, put them in a way that no one get offended. Please take a note that this meeting is being recorded and being uploaded in social media platforms like YouTube. And please be mindful of the topics that you choose to speak. So coming to today's topic, time and tide. I believe time is the most important concept ever. I firmly believe that investing time in something is a very big commitment for everyone, right? For instance, in this Toastmasters meeting, as they say, I would like to thank each and every one of you for spending your valuable time for your Toastmasters meeting, and it helps in your development as well as development of all our members. Every successful business magnate says that I'll invest money in something, but think twice about investing my time. Quirky, isn't it? Normal people like us could never understand it. I hope TM Durga will give us an incandescent view on how important time it is. Deciding after Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praneeth. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I welcome you all to 171st meeting of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru, themed Time and Tide. I declare it open. Now, let me read out the club's mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater personal self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru charted on 22nd of April 2017. We are 5 years old, and now currently we have a membership of 34. That's the history about the club. I have few announcements to make. The first announcement is we have 2 new members added into our current tab family. Let us get the first person is Toastmaster Shambhavi, and the second person is Toastmaster Rahul. Even though they are not here, let's welcome them. The second announcement is yesterday a district-wide PR session was happened, and it was presented by our very own area director, Toastmaster Harsha. Now, this is a shout out for Toastmaster Vishnu and his team, because in a particular segment wherein Toastmaster Harsha have to explain about video making, he referred to our TLI video, which was made by Vishnu and his team. So kudos to you on that. Now, from our club, we are sponsoring a club called BDO Rice Toastmasters Club. It was started on 28th of June, so it's 2 months old. So sponsoring in the sense we are helping the club to get their role takers and trying to mentor them. And from my side, I am coaching a club called MVJCE Toastmasters Club. So thank you. All I am asking for is if anyone wish to spread their network in corporates and network better with the other college club students, these are the 2 clubs we are currently helping, and we could use some help from the club perspective as well. So if anyone would like to take up roles or mentor them, please do let me know. I can help you with them. Now, the last announcement is our dear VP Education Toastmaster Janani rolled out a link called Goal Sheet link, which helps us to plan our month ahead. So I'd like to request everyone to fill in their goals for this month. If you need any help, you can always reach out to your mentors. They'll always be there to help you. So that's it from the announcements part. I can see a few guests in the online scenario. Shivansh, would you like to introduce yourself to us? Shivansh?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Shivansh, and I'd like to kind of be an audience to this meeting and see how the club works. I'm sorry if my voice is not audible, or if it is buffering, I'm facing some internet issues as it's raining where I'm currently staying.
Your voice is perfectly audible.
Okay.
Would you like to tell
Alright.
us if you're from our college or a
I am
brief?
from the School of Engineering, Bangalore. I am.
Okay. Which year and department are you from?
I just wrote my first year and SIMS, and I'm from EC department.
Okay. You are incoming second year. So hope we will have a great time here. And that's it with the guests. Okay. I can see another guest, Durga Jashvita. Sorry if I thought that's a member. So Durga, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Durga Jashwata. I recently got to know about Toastmasters in Amrita. I just completed my second semester in AI. So I'm attending this meeting as a guest.
Hope you will have a great time here.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
yeah, that's it with the announcements part and guest introductions. To talk about the theme, time and tide. Well, tide in the ocean won't wait for anyone to take it back with them. And similar concept is also times. So I'm a person who like to be organized, and I'd like to discuss more on this topic, time and tide, and would like to listen more from our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Durga. Well, to introduce her, she's a sweet person. Whatever conversation you are going to have with her, it only ends on a very positive note and warm vibe. That's Toastmaster Durga for you. Toastmaster Durga, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dinesh. Good morning, everybody. Can I get a good morning? Good. Thank you. Love the energy. So we've all heard. Time and tide no waits for no man. How many of you have heard it? Like growing up, how many of you like heard it every day in your life? Yep. See, I can see a lot of hands. Even I heard it. So when I was a very young girl, I had to take part in a running race. It was 100-meter race for very young kids. I was in first standard or something. And I didn't want to participate because I was very scared. And everybody in the class had to participate so they could pick out the better runners and the better athletes. But I didn't want to. I refused to give my name. I refused to stand up from my desk. I sat on my desk whenever they asked for the names. So I guess my teachers noticed it, called my mother, and I had to. And I guess she told me about how important it is, and I took part. But this is what she said. This is what something she told that still remains with me. She said, if you don't participate, you will miss out on the fun, and you'll end up regretting when your friends go ahead and win. Perfectly harmless statement, right? And in fact, very true. Guess what? I ended up winning. And later in life, I realized I love athletics. All of it. I love the relays. I had so much fun with all the track races and everything in middle. Running just made me happy and free. And then when I started winning things, I became very elated and very excited about everything that was happening around me on a sports day. Sports day was officially my day. And I became very related to the ground or the track. All of this because I didn't miss out on one opportunity. If I had not missed out on that one opportunity, I would have probably not realized how much I liked it. And there's no way as a child at that age you can make that difference. So we all realize and we all agree that the opportunities that come to us at the right time is important, and taking that opportunity at the right time is important. Yes. Can we all agree to that? Can I get a yes or no? Thank you. And guess who else saw an opportunity and took it in the fall of 1924? It was Ralph C. Smedley. He was the director of education at YMCA, and Mr. Smedley saw the need for the men in the community to learn how to speak, conduct meetings, plan programs, and committees. And that was a small club then, and it grew into a big non-profit organization aiding people all around the world to become better communicators and leaders. And that small club today is Toastmasters International. A Toastmasters meeting has three parts in general: a prepared speech session, a table topic session, and finally the evaluation. The third part, or the evaluation session, is what helps us grow each day and is the key to all of our progress. And this is conducted by somebody called a general evaluator or a GE of the meeting. The general evaluator today is Toastmaster Pratap. Toastmaster Pratap is an engineering student struggling to find out what to do with life. Aren't we all, Toastmaster Pratap? He's amused by great tech and great infra. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratap, for your objectives and much more.
Good morning, everyone. Online audience.
Good morning.
Good
bro.
morning. Good morning.
You can see very few faces, but a lot of black screens. Can you just turn on your video, everyone? Hello. Fine, maybe some network issues. Resume. All right. A very good morning, everyone. I am Pratap and I'll be the general evaluator for today's session. So my job is to observe the entire meeting and give a feedback so that we can improve upon the mistakes from the next meeting, and appreciate all the things that we do well so that we repeat them and improve on them as well. To help me with my evaluation, I have the tag team, the timer, accounter, and the grammarian. First, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Mallika, the timer for today's session, to give her intro.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I'll be the timer of the day. Before actually explaining what my role is, I would like to share incident which happened to me like a recent days. Like about a few days back, I just read something fascinating in a marketing book. It said some people may be financially rich, but everyone is time poor. So to elaborate this, I would tell that in this competitive and fast moving world, everyone have their own things to have their many things on their plate to do. So in the same way, for a public speaker like us, we have many things to do. And if, for example, let's say I'm delivering a speech and I take a lot of time to get at the center of my point, or just exceed my team, then the very poor audience may choose to abandon me. So today as a timer, it is my duty to let the speakers be aware of their time when they are on the stage. So we have three sections in it. For prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll flash the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll flash the red card. Samely, for the table topic session, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll flash the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll flash the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll flash the red card. And coming for the speech evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll flash the green card. At 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I'll flash the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll flash the red card. So this is the, and there will be a grace period of 30 seconds after the red card is flashed to allow the speaker to wrap up their speech. I hope that all the speakers strive to be within their allotted time limit, and I'll be back with my report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you.
All right, that's the timer introduction. Coming to the counter for today's meeting, it's Toastmaster Madhumitha. She says that time and tide doesn't wait for anyone, just like her assignment deadline. So she tries to make the best use of it. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhumitha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratap. Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. In everyday conversation, we sometimes feel the need to fill the dead space with some sound. Often, when we think of what to say next, we utter yeah, so, but, and. Therefore, here comes the role of our counter. The R counter plays a crucial role by throwing the light on the scene. I will be identifying the CRPFs when each speaker speaks. C, which is the crutch word. For example, now if a speaker starts every sentence with so I thought to do that. So I didn't make it out. So that happened. Here, so becomes the crutch word. Like that, we have different crutch words. For example, and, well, but, so, that happened. Next comes the R, repeaters. If you repeat the word again and again, I'll be noting it down. Then comes P, that is pauses. Take a short pause when you're stuck at some point or don't know what to speak next. So appreciate the users to take pauses instead of using the crutch words. It affects a lot while delivering your speech. F for the fillers, that is yeah. I'll be noting down these CRPFs and I'll be back with my report when General Evaluator calls me upon. Thank you, and over to General Evaluator Toastmaster Pratap.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhumitha. That was a detailed explanation of your role. Coming to the grammarian. The grammarian for today's session is Toastmaster Supriya. She says that she's an ambivert who loves to sing, dance, and bake. She loves to meet new people and make friends.
A very good morning to all the guests, role takers, and everyone present in the meeting today. So I'm Supriya, and today I'll be the grammarian. So we all want to speak fluent English. We all want to feel confident. So I'll be helping you with that as a grammarian. So as a grammarian, it is my role to note down all the good usages and encourage it, and also to note down the not so good usages so that I can provide constructive feedback so that everyone can learn from it. So I'll be noting down all the words that a speaker, a guest, or an attendee in the meeting will be using. And I'll make a report of it, and I'll be back when the general evaluator calls upon. And I'll also be presenting the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So the idiom of the day is time and tide waits for none, which means that nobody, that time, nothing will wait for us, and that we should always make the most of our time. So for example, it can be used in a sentence like, start preparing for your exam because time and tide waits for none. And the word of the day is incandescent. Now this word has two meanings. Incandescent means to emit when you get heated up. For example, when a bulb, it lights up when it gets heated up. And incandescent also means to show a strong emotion. So for example, she felt an incandescent love for life. I'll encourage everyone to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day so that we can learn new words and idioms in every meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Supriya. That's me and my team will be back during the evaluation segment. With that, I would like to quote Howard Stark. No amount of money ever bought a single second of time. Over to you, Toastmaster Durga.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pratap, and his wonderful tag team for that very energetic introductions and explanations of their roles. Wonderfully done. The first part of a Toastmasters meeting is a prepared speech session. For anybody in the call today, in person or online, who's not aware of what a prepared speech session is, a speaker, it's as simple as it sounds. A speaker will come with a pre-planned speech for a particular amount of time, usually 5 to 7 minutes, and give it, while also there will be an evaluator evaluating it. So the first speaker, we have 3 speakers today. three really good speakers. And the first speaker today is Toastmaster Vaishnavi. And before I call up Toastmaster Vaishnavi, let me introduce somebody who will evaluate her. So the speech evaluator one is Toastmaster Sourabh. He's a coder by profession, a seasoned anime enthusiast, and a cracker of bad jokes. This last one I can vouch for. He loves to go on adventures like this one. So Toastmaster Sourabh, please go ahead and give Toastmaster Vaishnavi's speech objectives.
Thank you for that energetic and flattering introduction, Toastmaster Durga. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests, and a very good morning to you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. So Toastmaster Vaishnavi will be attempting her L5P1 of the path, engaging humor. The timer, please take note of the time. It will be an 18 to 22-minute keynote. And looking forward to an incandescent speech, Vaishnavi. Over to you, Toastmaster Durga.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sourabh. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, when I asked you about time and tide, this is what she said to me. And I had to actually write it down so I'll remember it. She said, it's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's from Good Riddance by Green Day. Is that the music video? Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, for that really cute and thoughtful introduction. Toastmaster Vaishnavi will be presenting L5P1 from Engaging Humor. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, organized yet unorganized. Organized yet unorganized, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
Good morning, students. I can't hear a good morning from you guys.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
A little louder, please. I deserve some respect, I guess.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. Today, I don't see people switch on their videos. Isn't it mandatory for an online class to switch on their videos? Or else do you want me to call your parents? So everyone, immediately switch on your videos. Good, good. I can see people switching on their videos. So I am intimidating. That's nice to hear. The others who didn't switch on their videos, I'm going to contact your parents. Next parent-teacher meeting, I'm going to complain to them that these people are not switching on their videos. So today, since I'm your biology teacher, I'm going to teach you something about a part of your body. Hold your horses. Don't think all these bad thoughts and all. It also doesn't follow the golden rules of the Toastmaster meeting. I'm talking about brain. Now, in a brain, can someone raise their hand and tell me what are the three parts of a brain? Anyone? Okay, I don't like know-it-alls, so I'm only going to explain what it is. I don't like know-it-alls who raise their hands. So, there are three parts of the brain. Cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Now, let me start off with medulla oblongata. It is a bottommost part of your brain, and it deals with vital signals like heartbeat and breathing. So let's take an example. What it will be. Think someone is approaching you with something in their hand. Your heart rate is increasing. You're taking heavy breaths. You're getting so much anxiety, butterflies in your stomach. Like, what is this? Why is this feeling occurring? No, don't think that it's about a crush or anything else. They're holding your results, your exam results in their hand. And knowing that you guys don't know anything, I'm sure half of you will fail in this subject. Then what happens is, like, your heart rate and your breathing are correlated. Think you're facing anxiety, you're facing something. you take heavy, it's always mandated, always asked to take heavy breaths. This helps your brain to cool down. Now, don't get tense about the results and all. Anyway, online student, online batch, waste, you guys will copy and pass off. After you guys come online, come offline. I'll show you what, I'll show my true colors then. And then there is the next part of our brain, cerebrum. Now, this is the bottommost part of our brain. Now, it is near its, how do you say? It is near the brain stem. So what it deals with is your motor signals, your balance and coordination. Now, I've seen your dance performances in annual day. Very coordinated, very synchronized. So synchronized that one person is doing some other step, the other one is doing some other step. But finally, everyone somehow clash it, synchronizing. I can only see synchronization where, when everyone is clashing towards each other and clashing at each other. And I can see synchronization even in classroom. If you have some complaint about why this question is out of syllabus, what is this, what is that, everyone gang up on me. I know I'm a class teacher and all, but I have the right to, how do I say, your marks are with me. So don't forget that. And if you talk about coordination, there are some people who are very good at it, who coordinate work. See, work-life balance is a myth. You can either work or you can either have a great life. These two people who have both of them are like inhuman. And my life, my work balance, you guys disrupted. Life also, I have kids like you guys at home. Those people also same generation, same nonsense you guys do. Same thing. So, and some people don't even have common sense of walking in a straight line. I've seen people, they can't walk in a straight line. How is it possible? Like, how easy it is to walk in a straight line. Half of you roam here and there. Like when we ask students, walk in a straight line and go to classroom. No, everyone wants to form a crowd. Everyone wants to chit chat and talk and disrupt and be chaotic as much as possible. Now, what to do? This is how we have to do. This is the generation we have to live with. And this and next part of the brain is cerebellum. Now, cerebellum has a lot of things, like your whole thought process, everything happens here. Your brain actually works. You have two parts of it. You have the left side and the right side. So depending on which is your dominant, that's how you can choose your field, or you can choose your field, or you can choose what you want to do, or what you're good at. Normally, it's determined by the left side and the right side. Now, in cerebellum, basically our learning, thought process, your reading, writing, and thinking, basically thought process, everything comes under this part of the brain. Now, let's talk about thought process. Now, people who think, they are basically, humans are known to think a lot. Now, there are four types of thinkers. Let's talk about one. One is the overthinker. Let's take an example. What happens is, think you want to sleep. So you're thinking about going to sleep. But then because you're thinking about going to sleep, you're not falling asleep. Then you overthink why you're not falling asleep. And the cycle repeats on and on and on and on and on. You fall asleep. Overthinkers are a huge breed. I've seen so many of them at this point. Or think we say something small, think we say, do something very straightforward. Why did she ask me to do that? Did I do something wrong? What did I do? And then they consume themselves in self-doubt. Second brain. These people are thoughtless minds. Think you're speaking to them. They are in their own world. No matter what you're speaking, nothing goes into their head. Now, these people are free from the world. They are rare species, free from life, free from everything. They just are in their own world. They're living their life. I've met some of these few species, few specimens. I'm sure such people can exist or not. Now, third type. These people, these are called blunt people. Their thought and their speech, their thought process and their speech have a direct connection. Whatever is in their mind, they just say. They're very nice people, but they're misjudged in the first place. Like they are always misjudged because they speak what they think. And sometimes this direct connection never helps them. Sometimes they say the wrong stuff in the wrong time. That time, people misjudge them. These species are also rare. Because everyone are people pleasers. No one wants to actually confront people up straight, right? And the fourth species. These are the rarest among them. Mysterious type. God knows what is happening in their brain. I actually want to take out their brain, do postmortem of it, and know what is actually going on in their brain. Because it's not like they're not in there, it's not that they're living freely like the thoughtless people. It's just that something is troubling them, but it's just inside them, and they're so mysterious that they can be a serial killer, an assassin. God knows what, and you'll not get to know what they are. That's how mysterious they are. Now, even cerebellum helps with speech control. Like the other day, I went to my family friend's house. I wanted to say something, but I forgot that I had to switch to Malayalam. And then I ended up saying something else. Like it was not even related to what I wanted to say. It was like my brain knew what to say, but my mouth didn't know what to say. These type of loose connections happen all the time. Now, this control speech is very good with the people, the blunt people. They are very good with it. They just think and they say. But then when it comes to overthinkers, it's not the same. If you ask them, what is the time? They know how to read the time, but they can't say, oh, the time is this, like, think it is 4. They'll take at least 5 minutes to say, oh, it is 4 o'clock. Or even if you ask them their own name from childhood, they have had the same name. I don't think so anyone has changed their name, right? They'll be, after 5 minutes, they'll answer, oh yeah, my name is Vaishnavi. I'm Vaishnavi Varma. So this is what happens. And sometimes this actually hinders communication. I've noticed many times that I have in my, this person I know, this person has to assign task to me. I'm not going to tell the names because, I don't want to, gossip and all, but some of these teachers, it's horrible. So this person assigns me task. They tell me half the task of what they want to assign. And then they forget, they forget that they assigned me, they didn't tell me the other half of it. And then they like, why didn't you do this? You didn't tell me, man. I tell them, you didn't tell me, sir. But then they tell, I told you everything. I told all the things which I said. these people, communication is a very big, huge deal, and people don't know how to actually communicate. Now, then there is reading. Reading is one skill which you guys don't have. You guys go to library. Every starting of every semester, I see people borrowing bunch of books. These many books, like I'm going to study, I'm going to do everything, but end up paying money to renew. How do you say? Give back the books, because you forgot that those books exist and they'll be in some side, some corner of your room, dusting them. Reading, see, online batch, I don't expect you guys to read. You guys will read my PPTs that took one day before exam, one night before exam. And then you expect to get, why is this mark? Why did you reduce marks here? Because you didn't write the definition properly. You didn't write the definition properly, Harsha. That's why the marks reduced. Understood? And reading, I don't think so. I guess when we were children, if you notice, a lot of us read novels, a lot of us read a lot of books because we were interested in it. Now, novel, what, textbook, I'll say textbook, you never see its face. Reading a long text, long WhatsApp text is also a drag for you guys. This is so true. Like I sent some mail regarding something, some cultural fest or something. None of you bothered to completely read the mail and ask me stupid doubts. That's not right. Read the mail completely. Then text me. I have other works, okay? I'm not free all the time. Don't text me on WhatsApp. Very clearly I'm saying. And next is writing. Writing, why am I even talking about this? Guys, open books are. Someone please answer. Give me a truthful answer. Did anyone open your books? I can see 2 people raising their hands. You guys wrote. What did you write? Stories? Oh, Toastmasters. That thing not agreed. Not agreed. Do you write notes of your subject? Okay, 1 person raised hand. Very good. Very good. I hope you're saying the truth. Okay. So, you guys, at least 1 person actually wrote notes during online classes. That is actually very nice to hear. But one thing I've noticed, this lecture I'm giving you, I was writing it down. You guys think it's an easy thing to speak for 18 or 20 minutes. I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds. You guys don't listen to my classes. But every day I have to prepare beforehand, to tell something. And these 18 to 20 minutes, 22 minutes, I should know what to say, because if I say the same old lecture, if I say the same thing, that this is what brain functions, this is what it does, this is what it does, and everything, none of you will be interested enough to listen to my class. So I always try to make it a little creative, little easier to understand. And for that, it takes a lot of time. Like, it's not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes it just comes. For me, all of these sessions come within. Like, it's always an instant. Just like you guys, I'm 1 day before batting. I just get the idea instantly. But this time, I couldn't. I was not able to get an idea. It took me time. It took me so much struggle to get an idea. Because getting an idea is harder than actually writing a speech. I believe so. And I've struggled, like giving 18 to 22 minutes session is not as easy as it sounds. Speaking for 18 minutes, that too, you guys will never open your mouth if I ask you to also. If I ask a question, none of you can answer. I'm like, beta, please, beta, answer a question. None of you answer. What is this? What kind of behavior is this? But yeah, it took a lot of time and effort to actually think of something so that you guys will be interested. And that is what I thought, like, that's what I always observed. So people, listen to our session. Some knowledge will go into your brain, no. Something is going into your brain now in this session. So next, finally, learning. Let's talk about learning. Now, I don't know about anything else, but learning is, how do you say? It takes time. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from your old mistakes. You keep growing and growing and growing. That's how it works. Sometimes it even takes time for you to understand what mistakes you have made, because it keeps working out. The mistakes you make every time you repeat the same mistake, how do you say, it keeps working out, so you just forget about it. Like I said, I did one day. I always am a person who does one day before that. But this time, it didn't click for me. It took me time. I struggled a lot to find an idea, to find something. This is the first time I felt vulnerable. I gave a hilarious session on procrastinating. Maybe it was a joke, but then today I understood I shouldn't have procrastinated. Lot of things go in my brain. So many organized yet unorganized thoughts inside my brain. That what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Like, we have a lot of ideas, but not organized enough. Not this session also, I felt it was not organized enough for me. But the beauty about it is you should keep going. You learn from your previous mistakes, you implement it in the future. You learn from it and you implement the better version of it in the future. So maybe I learned from my mistakes. Many of you also, you have made mistakes in the past. So learning from it would be a better thing. And you don't get discouraged if you're not able to move on, or it's a big mistake. You'll come out of it. There's one thing I want to say to all my students, and I'm really thankful for you guys to actually, for the first time, I felt you guys are listening to my session, and I hope I could impart some knowledge into you. Be unorganized. You should be unorganized, but then organize your thoughts frequently. That will help you in the future. That's all I have. Over to the TMoD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Something that you said truly stuck with me today. It's not easy to talk for 22 minutes or 18 minutes. And our teachers did it every day for 5 days a week. And I think I'll remember that. And that's one of my biggest takeaway today. Thank you very much for that very eye-opening speech. You also gave us a lot of information about brain, which is kind of cool. So the next speaker we have is Toastmaster Govind. And before I introduce Toastmaster Govind, let me introduce his evaluator, Toastmaster Vijaya. She's miles apart from the quote, "Time and tide waits for no one," as she's the laziest person she is. I did not say this, it's her own introduction. So I'm not going to throw shade, but it definitely has a catch. Toastmaster Vijaya, please get over to the stage and give Toastmaster Govind's objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga. Toastmaster Govind is attempting his L2P2 in presentation mastery path. And timer, please note the timings that speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. and I'll be back with my evaluation report. And I apologize for you all for not turning the camera because of unstable network here. And all the best, Toastmaster Govind.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijaya. Toastmaster Govind is somebody who is very much into anime. He's very passionate about things he do, and he keeps talking and asking me to watch anime. And Toastmaster Govind will today be presenting his L2P2 of presentation mastery from his level second level and project 2. And Toastmaster Govind, from orange to Sugandhi, everything changed. From orange to Sugandhi, everything changed. Toastmaster Govind.
The typical conversation between two friends after watching a motivational video or movie goes like this. Macha, from Monday, we'll start hitting the gym. We'll stop eating this junk food and we'll maintain a proper diet. It's hard time. We have to change. Okay, Macha, we'll go. But we have 2 days in hand, right? We'll eat whatever we want in these 2 days and we'll start freshly from Monday. Will that Monday ever comes, my dear Toastmasters and guests? I don't think so. So why people hate so much of change? Even I used to hate it, but there are 3 things happened to me which changed my perspective on change. The first incident, back in my childhood days, I was this kid who don't want to do anything new or try anything new. I was just stick with my routine always. And I was like, why things have to change if they can stay the way they are? Right. So there used to be a cola shop in front of my house and where I drink orange every day. And one day when I went over and asked for Sugandhi other than orange, the cola buyer dragged me and asked, Govind, is everything all right? I said, yeah, why did you ask? He said, because you're Govind and you're always asking for orange for the past 5 years and you never changed. Well, that hit me hard. Is it what I'm doing? It took me 5 years just to change from orange to Sugandhi. This was my afterthought. The second incident. After my +2, I got a good MSET rank, but I thought of doing my BTech in a college which is far from my home. So I joined Amrita with a lot of expectations. But as soon as I came to college, all I can see was disappointments. This is because not only Amrita isn't that great, I thought it would be, and same case with hostel. So I 1 week later, I called to my father and said, I'm coming home. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to study here anymore. I just want to, I just like the way it was at home and it's all different here. And then my father said, if you want to come off, then come off. But let me tell you something. If in home, you can't see any much improvement in yourself, and you can only improve in yourself only when you go out, get exposure, make mistakes, and change yourself. That was the second change I heard. Coming to the third incident, this is the biggest transition that we saw. That is from offline to online to offline. In offline, we trained our brains to listen to lectures properly, to study when we have to study, and to have fun when we have free time. And that was my routine when I used to be at that phase. And coming to online, we all did the same thing. We stayed in our rooms. We wake up at 9 a.m. when the classes starts at 8 a.m. And we log into our mobile phones and we do whatever stuff we want to in our laptop. So, and we never cared for exams. At least I didn't. That was my online. And coming back to offline again. Well, when our college, people called us saying we have to come to college for our regular classes, my friends and I thought of going to PG. This is the change we want to do in offline. And we roamed around Bangalore like this is the only thing we have to do. And that didn't end up well. That's not what we wanted in the end. And once a wise person said, in Bangalore, backlogs and rains are evergreen. And so from the beginning, when orange cola was my drink, it was my thing. So if I love it so much, then what is the point of changing to another thing? That was my thought in the beginning. But later, when I tried Sugandhi, it was much tastier than orange. That gave me a thought that change may not be that bad. Then that gave me confidence to do BTech, which is far from my home. I agree, I had starting problems, but if you, as time passes, I had a great time in college. Sorry, I'm having a great time in college. And these things keep on boosting me to do more changes in my life. And then when we came to, we joined PG and we roamed around Bangalore like anything. We covered places in 2 months, which will take at least 2 years if we have stayed in in a hostel. And when I'm having the best time of my life, when I'm leading the best life, results came and everything changed. Then I realized change is not always good and not always bad. But if you ask me something I regret doing, but if I have a chance to go back in time and undo it, I won't. Because the best lessons cannot be taught. It can only be experienced. And these experiences can make us to be a better person, can learn from our mistakes and do better next time. I like to, what I would like to say is, let's all learn to embrace the change, shall we? So finally, I would like to conclude with a quote. If you change the way you look at things, the things changes. What do you say, Toastmaster Durga?
Very true, Toastmaster Govind. I agree with that completely. I also, when I was hearing you speak, I also thought about something that I read a long time ago. When things change inside you, things change around you. So that is also something that we can think about, which is a change is always a very scary thing, but it's a very interesting thing. So thank you, Toastmaster Govind, for reminding us of change and how important change is on a Sunday morning. Third speaker we have is Toastmaster Dinesh. Before I introduce Toastmaster Dinesh, I want to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Vinay, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Vinay is somebody who would love to dance on stage, irritate his friends while he gets bored. Interesting. Toastmaster Vinay, please give Toastmaster Dinesh speech objectives.
A very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. Toastmaster Dinesh is going to present his L3P1 speech in presentation mastery. The purpose of the speech is the members should understand the type of persuasive speech and deliver a persuasive speech at the club's meeting. So when I heard the persuasive word, I don't know the exact meaning. So I Googled it. Then the Google said to deliver a persuading speech. I was like, I don't know the meaning of persuasive. So what's the meaning of persuading? So the exact meaning was to deliver a good at persuading someone to do or believe something through reasoning. I'll be back with my evaluation when call upon General Evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Durga.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vinay. Toastmaster Dinesh is a person who loves to be organized as much as he can and feels really happy about it. And he feels that saves him a lot of time. Toastmaster Dinesh is going to attend his L3P1. Reverse your priorities is his objective. And the path is presentation mastery. Toastmaster Dinesh, reverse your priorities, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga. Inside a mother's head, my son is working a lot these days. I should cook something sweet for him. Maybe that will cheer him up. Inside a father's head, my daughter is working from home. I should maybe consider getting ourselves an air conditioner. I should hunt for an easy EMI plan now. But when a mother asks her son to run a small errand for her, he immediately replies, "Mom, I'm working here. Can't you see that?" When a father asks his daughter what her career is going to be, she replies, "Oh my God, this again. Can't you just see me in peace for just 2 minutes, Dad?" Felt relatable? If not, you are doing amazing. But if you are relatable to what I told, this speech is dedicated for you. Parents, Parents are the most selfless people you can ever meet in your entire life. But you know what else they are? They are the most undervalued humans as well. Now, what is Lord Rama doing in this meeting, lecturing about parenting, if you're wondering? Well, I'm not a perfectionist myself. I'm not that person who gives much priority to my parents as well. But a certain incident happened a few days back, which brought in a little perspective for me. Now, before telling about the incident, I would like to describe myself before that incident happened. Well, I'm a person who is the most reserved person. My friend circle is so small, but it is a good one. I'll share everything with them, my happiness, my sorrows, everything. But when it comes to my parents, I'm not that expressive as I thought to be, because I thought I'll wake up every day and look right at them. What is there a need to express my emotions to them? At least that's what I thought. But then the incident that happened is a few days back when I was in my home in vacation. In a certain evening, I fell sick. Well, I got a severe headache. It was so severe that I am not able to do anything and I am mild unconscious. Well, I'm a person who refuses to ask for help to others, but that day it was very severe that I immediately called my father and told him about the situation. Daddy, I'm having a headache. My father, with his soothing voice, Dinesh, keep your phone away and sleep for a while. Well, I told okay and ended the call and opened and slept for a while. Well, after 30 minutes, I woke up. The picture that I've seen is my mother sitting right beside me, holding my hand. She placed a wet cloth on my forehead. My father, with zero cooking skills, but never giving up attitude, he is trying to cook me some dinner, which was delicious for the record. My sister, thinking she is a world-class doctor, giving all suggestions for me. All she is doing is just Google it. Well, that visual most certainly brought me some perspective and called for some introspection. After that, I sat in a quiet place and asked myself a question. What do any parent need? Why do they rush into things so much? With that incident keeping in my mind, I'm able to come up with an answer. Well, our parents' time with us is very limited. In that limited time edition, they try to balance their personal life and work life in such a manner that we will get the best childhood experience, best adulthood experience. All they rush for is to see you successful when they're still around. All they rush for is to make sure you are confident that you can stand on your own knees without being dependent on them. After that incident, I realized being inexpressive to my own parents, my dear parents, is going to do no good to anyone. That is when I started to show that extra love to my parents. Now, my parents, my mother knows that under any difficult situation that I'm going to face, I'll find my way to survive out of it. My father knows that if I left in a pack, I'll come out of it leading it. Too dramatic, but hoping that point is conveyed. Now, this most certainly helped me, help my parents being confident that I can set my own career up. If anyone here in the audience would be able to relate to me, even a teeny tiny bit, relate to the mistakes that I committed, being inexpressive to my parents, I think that this is the high time you should call for some introspection. Because if you open your priority list and there are everyone, every person you met, every friend you made, every stranger that you meet, if those people are there in your priority list and you can't find your parents in that, that is not fine, because parents do deserve to be in our priority list. I found my solution to just talk to them, open up to them, find your own solution and revise your priority list. That's it from my side. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Durga.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dinesh, for asking us to revise our priority list, take a check of what are the most important things that we have on our list and who are the people, more importantly, have on our list. On that note, we are at the end of the prepared speech session. And I want to put something in perspective. We are human beings and we live a very time structured life, right? We have a certain goal that we need to achieve at certain point of our life. It could be very, very, very biological. We start walking and talking when we are 1, usually. It could be emotional, or it's something that shows mental growth. We go to school, we start going to school and learning alphabets when we are 4, and hopefully graduate when we're in your early 30s, and get married or coerced to get married in your late 20s, or God forbid, early 20s. And we have normalized this concept so much that we associate anything that does not fall under this category as anomaly. Now, this might sound a little different when the theme itself is time and tide. Imagine you're sitting on a beach. It's a very warm day and you have a sailboat in your hand. You're just waiting for that one tide to come along. And finally, that one tide comes and you're all ready with your sailboat. But you notice that the main roads in your sailboat is not connected properly. It's not tied properly, or something is loose. And you know that if you sail into the sea right now, there's a high chance you'll not even make the horizon. This is a tide that you're not ready for. But this brain that we have embedded in us, that asks us to go for every opportunity that comes our way, has been telling you to take that tide, because the one thing that we keep on hearing every time is that the tide waits for no man. Yes, it's very true. We don't have a tide every time we want, or that particular tide again and again. But here is the thing, right? Whenever we feel that the tide once gone is lost, fair enough, but there are so much other tides. As long as there is moon and gravity, there'll always be tide. See, that's a science input, but it's true regardless. Who decided, or what made you decide to get on that wave? Was it you, or was it the automatically embedded idea in your system that makes you want to start singing and go for star singer shows the moment you hit your first note? Was that something that you did on your own, or was that something that was already inside you? Are the decisions that we take, or are the opportunities that come our way and grab, really truly our decision? Not always, because I have seen with multiple people in multiple cases, we only do things because we think that is the right time to do it. Not necessarily always true. We all have a different life. We all have a different way of going through our own journey. We say, recently I had a friend who wanted to take a break after doing a PG. Considering that it's a very expensive post-graduation, people usually our age want to work and want to start earning right away. But this guy very impressively decided, no, before I want to start my own career, before I want to start creating a change in the world, I want to get to know who I am and the world that I live in. Then only I can make an impact. Very noble thought, very idealistic thought. But the discussion, introspection, and negotiation that he had to go through to convince everybody around him and himself, more or less, is tremendous. Because, like I said, we have a certain set of things that we need to achieve in some time. That was not God given. The chimpanzee, when it evolved into a human or a Homo sapien, did not set any timeline. They did not have the idea that at 21, I'll make my own hut. There's nothing like that. The time constraint that we live in was purely human made and changeable. It was not God given. It was not set in stone. And people are changing it. But we have a friction to it. So once again, ask yourself, the tide that you really want to get on, is it your decision or is it something that is embedded so deep in you that you're automatically and robotically going for that tide, even if your sail is not ready at all? And on that very positive note, let's go to table topic session. And our table topic session today will be headed by our table topic master, who's Toastmaster Vishnu. He likes to make memes because he cannot change the situation. True. But we can certainly entertain the situation by making memes. He likes to go on long motorcycle rides, and his hobbies include running and losing while playing chess. I think that is everybody, Toastmaster Vishnu. I don't think I'll ever win a chess ever again. Mostly because I don't have the patience, nor do I want to sit that long for a long time. So over to you, Toastmaster Vishnu. Have a great PT session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga. Well, before I continue into my role, I want everyone to remember the words of Toastmaster Pratap and Toastmaster Vaishnavi. That is to turn on your cameras. This time, I'm doing something different. It is not necessary for everyone to turn on their cameras. I won't ask anyone to turn on their cameras. Also, I'm not going to leave them like that. For my topics, I will choose volunteers as whose camera is turned on. And people in the offline, if you want to speak, please tell me. I'll ask you the topics. And this is a gentle reminder. Everyone has 1 minute time. I will be giving you 1 minute to read the word of the day and idiom of the day from the chat box. And please try to include them in your table topics possible. And your 1 minute time starts now. Time up. I'm able to see 9 participants in the meeting whose camera is turned on. So I would like to ask new people. Toastmaster Shambhavi, would you like to answer my question?
Yes. Hello.
I will just ask you a question. You try to answer it. Maybe this is your first table topic.
Yeah.
A minute. Yeah. The question is, if you have the power to stop the time, for how much time you want, what will you do?
So that would be a privilege to be able to stop time for as much time as I want. I'd say the best time would be to stop it before an exam, 5 minutes before an exam, to make that 5 hours, because so I'm extended the most, because that's when the proverb time and tide waits for none comes in mind, before an interview or before and yeah. Am I audible? So, and to stop
to be able to control time would be most appropriate during a fight, or when you're gonna break something before a mishap happens. So that's when you and then handling the situation would show how incandescent your willingness to divert the situation is. Yeah, that's it from me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shambhavi. Even this is your first time, you tried to speak until green card appears. You spoke very well. And
thank you.
Who would be my next volunteer? In the 9 people who didn't switch on their cameras. And 8 people now. Oh, you want to take? Yeah. I'll counter Madhumitha. Typical question for you. You are writing a written exam. Invigilator all of a sudden reminded you that you have just 5 minutes left to complete your exam, and you still have 2 questions left to write. What will you do in that time? What are your thoughts?
Thank you, Vishnu, for that question. I have experienced this many of the times, but the truth is that I don't attempt some of the questions which I don't have an idea at all. First, when I open the question paper, I check what all I know. I write them first with full confidence. Then I'll go to the ones I have no idea at all. And you know what? Here comes the what to tell. Here you will know how what an engineer does. You use the same word 10 times and make a paragraph. And you know what? I have made that. I've did that. I use the same sentence again and again. I write it in active voice, passive voice. I fill it out. Somehow I'll write it everything. Then, now when you tell that I have 2 questions left and 5 more minutes, what will I do? So I'll leave those 2 questions. I'll just write the question. I'll write okay, given, the question has given us that the value of x is this, the value of y is this. Okay, given, done. I'll go to the next question. I'll write the same. Given he has given this, he has given that. I will think that at least I'll get half a mark for that and I'll pass the exam. I think that is what I will do in that scenario. That's it. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu, for that question. Reminding me of the days when I completed my exams, I got the results and everything. Thank you.
Toastmaster Madhumitha, it seems you have many plans in the 5-minute time. Okay. Still, I'm able to see 6 + 2, 8 volunteers in the meeting who didn't switch on their cameras. Okay, this time let me give opportunity for the guests. Toastmaster Shivansh Srivatsa, are you willing to take the topic?
I can try. I can give it a go.
Yeah, sure.
Just give me 1 second. Just 1 second.
I'm giving you the most simple and traditional question based on the theme. Do you really think time and tide wait for none after listening to Toastmaster Durga?
Time and tide definitely doesn't.
Yeah. Do you really think time and tide wait for none? It means the time and the tides in the seas and oceans, they won't wait for anyone. We cannot stop them. We really think they won't wait for anyone and we should start doing our work.
I agree with the idiom for sure. I do agree with the idiom that time and tide doesn't wait for anyone. But while it is important to do your tasks on the time, at the same time, it is important that you enjoy doing the task. That even if you don't enjoy every bit of it, you enjoy some bits of it. You just don't do the task just for the sake of doing it. Yes, the deadlines are there and the deadlines might be missed. But at the same time, it is important that you're doing it to your best potential, and at the same time, you're enjoying it in some bits. You don't have to enjoy everything 100%. Sometimes you don't enjoy things. Like no one enjoys studying one night before the exams. Yet they do it because they have to do it. But at the same time, there is a thing called group study that many people enjoy. Maybe the efficiency of a group study is much lesser to that of self-studying, but at least you're enjoying yourself a bit there. And definitely there can be a do-over. Once the time has passed, the deadline has missed, yes, you have failed, but you still can do the job, give it to it, maybe better on your previous, maybe better it on your previous accords, and maybe give it another go. So that is what I feel. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Shivan Srivarsava. We really appreciate you and we really support you. And the next question, I want any hostler to answer this. Who is going to give it? Any volunteer? I can see a rise of hand. Is the Toastmaster Vinay? Toastmaster Vinay, you are muted, I guess.
Am I audible?
No, you are muted.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you are audible now. The question is, imagine you got stuck in traffic. You are still 5 kilometers from the college and it's already 6:25 p.m. Tell us your thoughts at that time.
Yeah, usually I wake up at 8:45. No, 7:45. That too, whenever my friend comes and wakes me up. But as the time is 6:35, I won't think so. The traffic will be so high. Also, the college starts at 8 o'clock, so I can pretty sure make out to come to the gate. But the thing is, I always forget my ID card. So whenever I comes to the gate, the security guard says, "Oh, hello, bhaiya, stop. Where is your ID card?" And he'll say like, "I left it at home." Then he'll say, "Go get it." Also, yesterday they said the uniform was mandatory, and I was wearing a hoodie without the college shirt. So he said, "Go get your college t-shirt, not t-shirt, sorry, shirt." Yeah, I think I'll somehow make up because it's 6:30. I can walk and come to college. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay. Yeah, even we do the same. And now, any guest? Toastmaster Vishnu KP, do you want to speak?
Speak what?
Hello? Do you want to choose any table topic, Toastmaster Vishnu KP?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
I don't know what topics are there.
Okay, don't worry. I will just give you a topic. We just speak about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. Laziness is the one and only reason for the procrastinations. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree that laziness is the reason of procrastination because I have experienced it during this 1 month period of after our first year. So basically, what I usually do is due to my laziness and my boredom, I tend to procrastinate things which should have been done today or in a particular deadline, which I set for myself, which I'm not able to do because of laziness. And the thing is, I live in Mysore, so the climate is a great factor which actually tends makes us and yeah, so because of that laziness, our body doesn't allow us to do the things which are required to do right now at that precise moment. So yeah, it is true that laziness leads to procrastination. Yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you, thank you, Vishnu KP. I'm glad that you agree with the laziness is the only cause for procrastination. And now I'm going to give you one last question. I will say the question and then I will ask the volunteer. The question is, other students are wasting their time by watching a movie for 2.5 hours. You are not the same. The people who are attending this meeting is not the same because you are making the same time productive by utilizing the time for attending this meeting. How proud are you to tell this to everyone? Any volunteer?
Can I answer?
Toastmaster Dinesh, is it possible to give a second table topic to anyone?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Answer, Toastmaster.
Am I audible? Am I audible now?
Sorry, Vishnu, I was confused. If we can have one more topic.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Vishnu, you already attempted, no? Let's give the option to one more
Okay.
guest, if you are fine with it.
If that question is not that good, I will give another question. Any other volunteer? Toastmaster Vaishnavi?
The previous question, what you gave.
I will give you another question. Yeah. If given a chance on changing the timing rules of our college, what changes will you make?
First of all, I'll change, how do you say, the first period timing to 10 or 10:30. Because I remember the amount of first periods I've missed because I wanted to sleep in. There are so many, and most of them were maths. Most of them were Keshav Naidu sir's maths periods. So I can't even see, I never attended his classes properly, or I almost slept in every class. The thing is, okay, even if I'm awake at that point of time, I go to class and I sleep. This is what I do. This habit has not gone out. This habit of sleeping while someone is actually teaching you something has not gone yet. Whenever there are seminars in my office, I sleep. So I need sleep. And I would first thing, I would shift it to 10:30. I don't care if it is till 5:30 or 6. I can't attend a class at morning 8 or 8:30. And how do you say, get ready in 15 minutes and be in a hurry every time I'm going to college. That's all I have. Over to TTM. Over to
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Even many of the students want to change the timings of the college to start from 10:30 rather than from 8 or 8:30. And we're not sleeping at night 10 p.m. We're sleeping at morning 10 a.m. during classes. That's the main reason. And yes, the time is going to finish. So I'm giving back my screen to Toastmaster Durga. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishnu, for that very incandescent table topic session. Let's give him a huge round of applause for the effort. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. And we have come to the final and the most integral part of a Toastmaster session, that's the evaluation. And to take us and hold our hands through the evaluation, we have once again our Toastmaster Pratap, who's the general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmaster Pratap, please take over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durga. But before I move ahead with my evaluation, we move ahead with the evaluation segment. I think we have a 5-minute break to talk about. Have something. Timer, can you please start the time? Just gave a compliment to ICTS people, and that's not being recorded. All right, fine. Let's move ahead with our evaluation segment. Before I go ahead with my evaluation and the tag team, I would like to call upon the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Vaishnavi, that is Toastmaster Sourabh, to give his evaluation.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratap. So hello everyone again, and good afternoon to everyone, and very good afternoon to you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Let me just ask one thing to the audience. How many of you died laughing while listening to Vaishnavi's speech? I bet a lot of people. See, everybody laughed at Toastmaster Vaishnavi's speech, and how captivating it was to have humor as this engagement tool. And it's very hard to pull off, especially a humorous speech. And that too for 18 minutes. Very big kudos to you, Vaishnavi. First of all, Vaishnavi, you had a great and rapturous intro. So the way you started off the speech by saying, students, listen, all of you, turn on your videos, which is not only a way to get people engaged, but you also made people turn on their videos, which increase the interactivity to the next level. So using that as a two-way sword, excellent job. Another thing is it was very relatable. As a teacher and a student in a college club, what could be more relatable than that? Using this tool for engaging the audience, it was truly remarkable and a great choice of an engagement tool. Also, finally, I loved the structure. Your speech really had a cohesive structure that really put it all together, because sometimes in a keynote, what we end up doing is when we are speaking for a large period of time, we usually end up with a long story or a mishmash of a lot of things. And your speech was it was like that. But then the way you segregated it into points and connecting it with the different regions of the brain, it was just splendid. I had never seen speech so far that connected the structure to a different organ in the body. So this is a first for me. I apologize if I missed anyone who I had attempted to do so, but that was really different, and I really applaud you for that, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. But no matter how good a diamond is, it always has its rough edges. So what I would like to suggest is your speech could use a little more polish, and that could be because of the way you might have lacked presentation before you had given the speech. A few grammatical errors here and there, and a few fillers, if it could be corrected here and there, with the report will be given by the tag team, it would take your speech to the next level. And I also wished you could tone down the aggression a little bit, because sometimes I feel like you were directly inflicting your opinion on someone, or you were telling the audience to, you're kind of intimidating the audience, especially the newcomers who might be in a Toastmasters meeting. They might find this very, let's just say, provocative. And also, I felt that it took away the interactivity a little bit. But also, coming back to the good points, you were very humorous. And you had a nice way of progressing, so people actually remember your speech. Like I said, the facts about the brain, and the way you did not just mention each point one by one, like point A, point B, point C, point D. What you did was you elaborated point A after telling it, point B, and then point C, then point D, which kept the mnemonics, and it's allowed the audience to digest whatever it was. The audience relatability was at maximum. It was like conducting a class. And finally, you had a wonderful message to your speech. So very big kudos to you, Vaishnavi. But I feel like I could use a little more polish and preparation. And because of that, and the fact you personally retrospected on yourself and decided to repeat your speech, I would like to request that you please do repeat your speech. But a wonderful attempt, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, and over to you, Toastmaster Pratap, for the rest of the evaluation session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sourabh, for the detailed evaluation. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, I think Toastmaster Sourabh covered most of the evaluation points which I've noted, and I would like to point out a few points. I love the way your hands and speech are synchronizing. You use the same gesture, and I think that's actually really great way to express your feelings. And your speech is so relatable that at one point people started pointing fingers at each other, saying, "This is you, the overthinker. This is you." So yeah, that's a good thought about giving your speech in a relatable way. And also, you're going to be a great teacher. Coming to Toastmaster Sourabh's evaluation, great evaluation, use the sandwich method, right? I was amused by your attention to detail. Classic Sourabh. Just take care of the time taken. I think you exceeded 3 minutes, I guess. So just take care of that. And rest and all is awesome. Moving ahead, we have speech evaluator for speaker 2, that is Toastmasters Govind, speech evaluator, Toastmaster Vijaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratap. First of all, from your previous speech to this speech, as from orange to Sugandhi, the change in your speech delivery is just astonishing. You gave a unique title to your speech that left a favorable impression on you. And your phone caught up my eye in between where you're looking into the phone for catching up the words. So you can ignore this in further meetings by practicing more. And only just a small suggestion that you can avoid the sounds after pronouncing the words, and the words that you can find harder to pronounce, you can practice those words more so that it portrays more confidence in your speech. And I can say that you succeeded in Incandescent the matter of change in our lives through your personal stories, and excelled at a nonverbal communication like eye contact, facial expressions, and gestures, and tried to engage audience with questions right from the start to and ending up the speech with the question to the TMoD, and with the relatable content and sharing your own personal stories that made more relatable, and talking about the topics like COVID and our university and most of the things that Bangalore even made your speech more relatable to the audience, and good hand gestures, and you appear pretty confident. And I can tell that it just bewildered me, your speech, because I only evaluated your last speech, but this speech was just awesome. And just small correction, just practicing more can take your speech next level. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay, for that evaluation. Toastmaster Govind, from orange to Sugandhi, everything changed except your hair. Also, I would like to mention a few points. Avoid speaking about our college in negative aspects. You got such a great hall to speak. You have a stage. They are providing it. So avoid speaking about college in negative aspects. Also, you're in your level 2. I think you have ample amount of time to prepare for your speech. So try not to use your mobile or any notes while you're on the stage. Yeah, just take care of that. Maybe rehearse a little more and you'll do good. Coming to speech evaluator Toastmaster Vijay, I can see a pattern in your evaluations. Last time you used Jayas and this time orange to Sugandhi as previous speech to this speech. It's a great way of evaluating so that speakers actually feel relatable that their speech was something which can be connected to your evaluation. Great job done there. Moving ahead, we have Toastmaster Vinay as the evaluator for speaker 3, Toastmaster Dinesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinay.
Toastmaster Dinesh, while you opened your speech, you connected mother and son and father and daughter. So that's the point where everyone connects, because most of the sons were free to their mothers and most of the daughters were free to their fathers. So that's a detail which I noticed, which was so fantastic. And while opening a statement, it was very good. And you're talking a speech about your parents, so about everyone parents, so everyone relates to it, and that's the exact point where you grabs everyone's attention and they started listening to your speech. And like, I liked a sentence in your speech, like the point which provokes me is, sorry, wait a second, our parents' time was very limited. I relate it very much, because whenever I get a 3 days or 4 days of gap, my father calls me and says, come to home immediately. He won't even leaves me there. So that's the one point I related. And it is a persuasive speech. I like the way you carried everyone's attention, and your speech was very clear. Your eye contact was very good. Also, coming to your improvements, I thought your speech was a little shorter. I know you're not having much time, but it would be better if you have extended it, because it's about a parent, so audience expect you to speak for some more time. So it would be better if you had spoke for time of 45 seconds extra. So that's the one thing I would like you to improve. That's it. You nailed it. You nailed your speech, and nothing from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay. Toastmaster Dinesh, like Vinay said, the statement you made, our parents have very limited amount of time. It's a hard truth to digest, and we can totally relate to it. Your speech either make people feel guilt or feel proud. Today, I feel proud about myself. A few improvements for you. I would like you to utilize the entire stage. I think you have from here to here, so that online people can also see you, and you have the stage. And also, I'm looking for you're in your level 2, so I think I'm looking for a little more body gestures from your side, so especially with your hands, so you can work upon that as well. Coming to speech evaluator Vinay, you have done a good job, and with someone so little experience, you have a little more than what I'm expecting from you. So good job on that. All right, I think we are done with the speakers. Now it's time for tag report. I would like to call upon the grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Supriya, to give her report.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Pratap. So in today's meeting, 3 people used the word of the day, which is Toastmaster Sourabh, Toastmaster Shambhavi, and Toastmaster Durga. A huge round of applause for them. And Toastmaster Shambhavi also used the idiom of the day. So we'll give a huge round of applause for her as well. I'm happy that people use the word, but I feel like a lot more people can use the word and a lot more people can try it out. So one thing I would really encourage is from the next meeting, people try using the word of the day and the idiom of the day as much as you can. Now coming to the proper usages and improper usages, I'll start off with the improper usages first. So the first one is, how do you say renew? Instead that you can just simply say renew the membership. Then there's other works. Instead of that, you can say other work. There's hate so much change. You can just simply say, why does everyone hate change so much? Then in vacation, instead of that, you can say during vacation. stand on your knees, you can instead say stand on your feet. And forgets my ID card, you can simply say forgot my ID card. Now coming to the proper usages or the words or the phrases that I really liked in this meeting were, is that not everyone is financially rich. Most of them are time poor. No amount of money can buy time. Butterflies in my stomach. Organized yet unorganized. Rains and backlogs are evergreen. This is my personal favorite. We don't always do things because we think it's the right time. And cohesive, rapturous, these were some of the words and the phrases that I really liked. What I've noticed in this meeting is that most of the improper usages can be rectified by practicing more. And I feel like the more meetings we attend, the better we'll get at it. So this is my report. Thank you.
Toastmaster Supriya, your report was clean and crisp, and I think word of the day incandescent is a little difficult to use. So next time you can try giving an easier one so that more people can use it. Yeah. Apart from that, everything was good. And yeah. Next, I would like to call upon the counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Madhumitha.
Okay, I can't share my screen because host has disabled it. So I'll just be reading out what all my report. Today I found that many people use the word so again and again. I know it's bound to happen because we have that incandescent feeling to utter so when someone asks you a question, right? Okay. Toastmaster Mallika, she has used two to us. Toastmaster Vishnu has uttered one time, and Toastmaster Supriya has uttered two times and has repeated the word so two times. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, as you have delivered a long speech, it's okay that you have uttered two times, one time, and you have repeated the word so and again two times. Toastmaster Govind, he has uttered one time and he has repeated the word and for more than 2 to 3 times. And Toastmaster Dinesh, you have uttered so and one time each. Toastmaster Durga, you have uttered the word and repeated the word and. Toastmaster Harsha, he didn't use any of the CRPFs. Congratulations on that. Toastmaster Sourabh, you have used so two times and have repeated the word to, and you have repeated the word and. Toastmaster Vijaya, she has uttered the word two times, and Toastmaster Vinay, he has used the word so again and again. And Toastmaster Shambhavi, she has uttered two times. Myself, I have uttered more than 2 to 3 times. So time, it's difficult for reducing the us and ums every time because we concentrate on what we speak. So here are a few tips which will reduce your us and ums. First, speak more. Speak how much ever you can. Even if it's wrong, just speak. Then you will get used to it and you will lesser your counts of us and ums. Second, pause instead of using crutch words. This will make a big effect in your speech. Third, slow down. If you slow down, your thoughts and your mouth will synchronize with each other and you'll get to know what you're speaking. You'll get to know what you're speaking. And finally, as we all know that time and tide waits for none, so you have to attempt more table topic questions. I think this is the only way where you can improve your speech fluency and everything. That's it from my side. Over to General Evaluator, Pratap.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhumitha. Before the meeting, during the intro, beautiful explanation, and I appreciate you giving the tips before people actually start speaking so that they can implement them. And your report is very crisp. But since you're a little fond of these roles, I was expecting more than just stats. You gave the insights, that's very beautiful. But rather than numbers, you could have said a little more. You use more hours, and your repetitive word is so and so. So in that way, it would be better rather than numbers. That's my only suggestion. Apart from that, good job on the insights and the report. Next up, we have our timer, Toastmaster Mallika, to give our report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratap. I am back with the report now. I would like to start with the prepared speeches. So Toastmaster Vaishnavi, her speech duration was 18 to 22 minutes, and she took the time 21 minutes and 15 seconds, which is in time. Kudos on that. And coming to Toastmaster Govind, the speech requirement time was 5 to 7 minutes, and the actual time which he took was 5 minutes and 41 seconds, and he was in time. Great on that. And Toastmaster Dinesh, your speech requirement was 5 to 7 minutes, and the actual time which you took was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So you're in time. And coming to the table topic sessions, Toastmaster Shambhavi, she took 1 minute and 18 seconds, which is in time. Toastmaster Madhumitha, she took 1 minute 31 seconds, which is also in time. Toastmaster Shivan Srivastava, he took 1 minute and 24 seconds, which is also in time. Toastmaster Vinay, he took 1 minute and 10 seconds, which is also within time. And Toastmaster Vishnu KP, he took 56 seconds, 56 seconds. So he was also within time, but he could have just extended it to 4 seconds more. And coming to Toastmaster Vaishnavi, she took 1 minute and 21 seconds, which is again in time. And coming to the evaluation part, Toastmaster Sourabh, he took 3 minutes and 47 seconds, which is a slight more than the actual time which you would have taken. So just work on that part. And coming to Toastmaster Vijaya Sree, she took 1 minute 52 seconds, which is again within time. Kudos on that. And Toastmaster Vinay, he took 1 minute 54 seconds, which is within time, and great work on that. Coming to Toastmaster Madhumitha, she took 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is within the time. And coming to Toastmaster Supriya, she took 2 minutes and 2 seconds, so which is also within time. So I'm very happy with the report that most of them were within the time and have realized that as our theme tells, that time and tide waits for none. And I would like to conclude by saying good news and a bad news. So the bad news is time flies, and the good news is you are the pilot. So it's in your hand to use the time which you have, and we all know that time is precious. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mallika, for that detailed report. All right, I'll go ahead with my evaluation. So before the meeting, when the planning started, so the major point of having an evaluation segment in Toastmasters meeting is to learn from our past mistakes. Toastmaster Dinesh learned from his past mistake that e-learning hall is not a great place to have hybrid meetings. So he fought for Rama Hall and he got it. Huge round of applause to Toastmaster Dinesh. All right, going ahead with the meeting part. After a very long time, we have started meeting on time. So congrats ourselves. Starting with the essay, job done, right? I was expecting a little more energy from your side, Toastmaster Praneeth. If you're here, okay, fine. If you're watching this recording, I'm expecting a little more energy from your side, and also start with the topic and end with the etiquettes or the rules, because people wanted to be connected. The moment you start with the rules, it's like, okay, the routine stuff. Instead, if you start with the themes, talking about the theme, then it would be a little more better. Also, while you're addressing people, don't say TM so and so. Say Toastmaster. Like you use TM Durga. Instead, say Toastmaster Durga. That's the only improvement. And coming to the presiding officer, it's really nice to have club's mission in your address. In the past, no one really did that. So appreciating you on that. so that the audience will also know about our club's mission and about Toastmasters. Just try to make it not so formal. Yeah, fine. Coming to the TMoD, I don't know why, but listening lessons from you sounds so right and perfect. Just like rain and chai, grandma and stories, it's perfect to hear good lessons of philosophy from you. You've done the job perfect. Entire meeting, it's so good. And I think I covered speaker, timer, tag team. Coming to table topic master, Toastmaster Vishnu. Great way of making people to turn on the cameras. That might not work out well, but still, at least you put the effort, and a few of them actually turned on the video. And excellent job with the word of the day and the idiom of the day. You gave 1 minute time so that people can actually read that out, learn, and try using them in the table topic session. So just like your other innovative ideas, this one is also so good. And yeah, that's for the table topic master. I think that's pretty much it. I covered most of it. I have a few general evaluations, which I wrote somewhere. I don't remember. All right. I'm expecting more people to turn on your videos because today Toastmaster Vaishnavi gave her keynote speech that's of 18 to 22 minutes. Imagine giving a speech 18 to 22 minutes in front of blank screen. That's very difficult for speakers, and they don't even know if the joke they cracked did it work out or not. So they might have the tension. So turn on the video, express yourself. You're in the meeting. So also for offline scenario, people make sure you do not move around or talk while someone's speaking. Do so while there's an applaud going on, or essay is not going to be happy about it. Yeah. Also, avoid speaking about college as much as possible. This thing is going on YouTube. Someday, when we become so famous, they might watch this, and it wouldn't look good speaking about college while we are in college. Yes. And one last point is, most of us forgot to show a thumbs up when someone used word of the day and the idiom of the day. We've showed a few times, but we are forgetting. So just make sure you show a thumbs up while when someone is using word of the day and the idiom of the day. That's pretty much from my side. I would like to I would like to call upon the TMoD to continue with her topic. Meanwhile, I'll share the voting link in the Zoom meet chat. So you can go ahead and vote. All right.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pratap, and all the evaluators, including the speech evaluators and the tag team, for that very, very crisp and detailed evaluation so that we can all improve. And by the way, thank you, Toastmaster Pratap, for reminding me that I'm getting old. Good. Yeah, so jokes apart, I want to pull you all back to the theme that I was talking about. So we talked about how we all believe that opportunities are important, but we also took a note that not every opportunity should be considered as the last one. And like I said before, not all tide is the last tide. None of the tides are the last tides. And I want to introduce one more concept before I hand over the stage to the presiding officer. There's something in economics called an opportunity cost. Okay, it's not a monetary term. It's not at all a monetary concept. It's a very value-based concept. So imagine you have 100 rupees in your hand, and you can either have a latte or a coffee for 100 rupees. It's ridiculous, but you can either have a coffee or you can have a very expensive tea. So if you go for the coffee, the opportunity cost of the coffee is what you've lost in tea. So very layman language, opportunity cost is what of the opportunity cost is the cost of the opportunity forgone. Now let me put the entire thing into perspective. When I grew up, I was raised on the concept that you should never ever let an opportunity go. You should take everything that comes your way. And sorry, you should take everything that comes your way, and you should never let anything change your focus. But what that led, or where that led me, is actually extremely toxic. I was so consumed by the fact of how time is so limiting and how much less we have of that. I try to grab everything I can without actually thinking about the consequence. Now, just listen, hear me out on this. Whenever I took an opportunity that I was not ready for, I was putting in the effort and time that I should have putting elsewhere. So it was not balanced in any way. So when online classes started and COVID hit, and when I had an entire time on my hand where the travel didn't happen, none of that happened, I dove into every opportunity that came my way, whether I was ready for it or not. But the opportunity cost I paid for it was my health. I was so immersed in everything, I didn't have the time to take a moment to think, is this balanced? Is this healthy? Is it healthy that I am not giving myself time to think? I didn't let myself think for 2 whole years. I did one after another. I kept doing on things. I was attending 7 meetings a day, just with 24 hours, eat, sleep, everything. 7 meetings a day, which is very unhealthy if you think about it. And it all originated from that very harmless statement that said, if you don't participate, your friends will go ahead and have fun. I was so scared of losing it. I did not consider the opportunity cost was very high on all these decisions. So whenever you make decisions in life, regardless of this or not, even if it does not depend on any of the theme we talked about, always think about this concept of opportunity cost. What am I losing when I take these decisions? What is the path that I'm forgoing when I'm choosing this particular path? Once again, reminding you all that even though time and tide is nobody's friend and waits for no man, there is always more tide. You don't have to jump on tides you're not ready for. Set your sail, correct your focus, then you wave. Then you jump on the wave. And finally, that will be your wave when you're ready for it. And with that thought, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Dinesh, who is our presiding officer. Thank you all so much for listening and hopefully taking back something from the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Durga. Rightly pointed out, though time and tide won't wait for anyone, there's still a lot of time. And that's a takeaway that I'm going to cherish for a very long time. Well, online audience, I sent the voting link in the Zoom chat. Please go ahead and open the link and vote for your best off-roll takers that you felt. Meanwhile, I would like to take some feedback here. Shambhavi, you are a new member, so would you like to give a feedback for us?
The different role takers, and I really like the flow of events and how everyone participates and is able to express themselves and and learn from it. I really liked it. And Toastmaster Durga, I really liked how you hosted the program. and and all these speech evaluators to really great feedbacks, and the way you deliver it, and even the speeches, I really enjoyed those. And I am sorry if I'm missing any positions, or everyone spoke so well. And yeah, it was really good to listen to you. And when it came and when it was my turn to speak, first time I learned from it, and yeah, hoping to speak more in the coming sessions. Really enjoying being a Toastmaster.
Yeah. As a table topic speaker for the first time, you did a wonderful job. Kudos to you on that. We are waiting for 4 more responses. Can everyone, those who didn't vote, go ahead and vote. Meanwhile, I can see Durga, who's not the Toastmaster of the day. Would you like to give some feedback for us?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, it was really good. It's my first time attending a session, and there are so many like a traffic light, green, yellow, and red. It was really good. So many positions, and yes, I stammered a little. Yes, I'm hoping to join the club soon. Speak more maybe in future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Durga. You can drop your contact if you want someone to tell you about the club details and what are the things you are going to get out of the club. Hoping to see you in the club. And regarding stammering, we all been there. We will find our way. We'll learn from every meeting, and we'll do good in the next meeting. So that is how Toastmasters works. So guests in the meeting, you also please go ahead, open the link and vote for the best of role takers. Yeah. Vishnu, would you like to give a feedback for us? Not you, table topic master. Vishnu KP.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I really like the session, and I actually want to be a part of it. I'm not sure when it will be possible, but I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. And I really loved the session. And as Shambhavi said, the host of the session, I really liked her hosting per se. And yeah, overall, I really loved the session. Yeah, thanks a lot for letting me a part of it. Thank you.
Toastmasters is open for everyone. You just have to join it. Glad to have you here, Vishnu.
Thank you.
Shivansh, would you like to give some feedback for us?
Yeah, no, I really like the session. I found it intriguing. I found the judging part the best, where like to know how many times you're stammering or getting stuck. I found that bit to be very informative and very helpful, I guess. And yes, I'd also like to join in sometime. Thank you.
We'll be happy to have you in the club, Shivansh. So that's it with the guest introductions. We are waiting for the results. Yeah, we got the results. The best of Big Four. Can I take any guess? Just a minute. Yep. It is the Toastmaster of the day, our very own sweet Toastmaster, Toastmaster Durga. Well, the best of tag team. Okay. It is the account herself, Toastmaster Madhumitha. Congratulations. The best of speakers. Well, yeah. Audience guess, right? It is Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Congratulations. The best of speech evaluators. Once again, audience guess correct. It is Toastmaster Sourabh. Congratulations. The best of table topic speakers. We have a tally and audience again guessed right. It is Vaishnavi and Madhumitha. Congratulations, both of you. With that, we came to an end of the meeting. Meanwhile, I would like to open a window for anyone if they have any feedback to share for us. For the XCOM, for everyone, for anyone, any feedback that you have. You can always DM. Okay. Go ahead, Vaishnavi.
Yeah, I actually like the way like the new XCOM is so enthusiastic and doing such a great job in everything. Like I can see tab everywhere these days. So you kudos to you guys and you're doing a great job. Keep it up. That's all I have to say.
XCOM won't sleep tonight. All right. If you don't have any more feedback, I'd like to go ahead and declare the meeting number 171 themed Time and Tide closed. I declare it close. The session is open for networking.